The store has not officially opened yet. There's always grilled granny meat and chicken in the shop, but the Tet steak is based on advantages. It is delicious but not expensive. This is Chinese New Year's steak soup from a street restaurant in Taiwan. Chicken thigh ribs appear first, after frying on a hot fire, over and over again. The outside is also covered in gold. All just to eat a steak. The boss placed them on the iron plate. Quickly there is a reaction of the steak. In the blink of an eye, a pungent smell of meat reaches the nostrils. The temperature of the stove is controlled strictly and meticulously. The store just opened and there were no seats. Sometimes waiting for 2 or 3 hours is what happens. Thick sauce not only enriches the taste of Tet steak, although the steak is already delicious, but the thoughtful boss will also provide noodles, not only for customers to eat well but also to eat well. To increase its smoothness, use an autoclave to steam it. The iron plate is immediately placed on the wooden board. High temperature, hundreds of degrees iron plate immediately ripened of egg. They're filling the sauce with a thick layer of iron juice. There's a big Tet steak. This steak is done. Steak waiting for a long time. You can finally eat it in your mouth. Attractive yellow noodles bite out eggs with steak Tet. Eating a piece of real is a kind of human enjoyment, although not as good as Western restaurants. But the Tet steak at the night market has its own unique smell. Based on price. The restaurant has won the support of countless customers. Is there a blue ripple-lipped fish? To escape being eaten by humans, trying to evolve into something that makes people afraid to eat. Anti-sticking agents such as toilet detergent show people how to cut and process ripple-lipped fish. Always put it in ice cubes to freeze. It took a lot of work for you to get in the car. Like the hat of the mild-mannered Napoleon. It's very close to the sea. There are almost no natural enemies in the water. Because of the exquisite meat quality and delicious taste, the CA has cleaned out the mucus from the fish. Remove all scabs. Pure fish have the title of marine aristocracy, related to its unique blue meat quality. After the belly breaks, there's a lot of blue stuff coming out. They were eaten by the Japanese. Fortunately, it's been given important protection in our country. The quality of green meat is actually tasteless. The deeper the color, the whiter. But its fish bones are harder than other fish bones. CA has never made ripple-lipped fish. I have no skills but I succeed. Put it down. It's not just high-quality protein. Put a layer of cooking oil on top. Refrigerator BA hours. Sashimi turns blue and white due to hygroscopy. The sashimi is done. Dipping egg liquid. Put it in hot oil to fry the incense and you can take it out. See noble, so you will eat a piece of sow. The 40-year-old has completed his education. I can't believe this fish cake. Loved by most customers, even a lot of sows deliberately come here to eat them. Constantly moving in the small kitchen, start preparing the necessary raw materials for today. Fish cake is the main character of today. Carrot and cucumber crumble and stir well. The boss relies on 2 tools, a shovel and an iron toothpick. After cooking the fish meal, put the stick on top. The action seems simple. Want to make fish cream form? I'm afraid it can't be done. It only takes a year to learn. The boss knows well in the current era of development. Everyone's usual sausage. Nature is also indispensable. Yellow can control all takeout. It not only enhances the taste of fish. Boss for green vegetable plant bin stated flavor. As long as men enter the store, they will take the initiative to introduce. This often leads to running out of binary vegetable flavors. The boss mixed all kinds of chili chips inside. 2 hands worked together to roll it up, but captured the taste buds of most spicy lovers. It's indispensable. I eat that the amount of rice cake consumption is much more than that. Hot water heats shellfish hatching. This seafood pie is fried in hot oil. Men, women and children can always find the right flavor. Not just because of the rich flavor. The boss squeezed the fish meal into a small ball. Neatly placed coat on the shovel knife. 5 pieces of fish cream in a group. Put in the oil pot even though there is no excess material. 1 pound out of the pot immediately sold out. Is a small store that persists in price unchanged for 15. Do you know what Americans eat for breakfast? This is a street food truck in the sky. But there's always a queue in front of the store. Putting sausage on an iron plate looks very attractive. Onions and sausage form a hill. Everybody knows. It's like our breakfast is inseparable. It has nothing to do with social status. Even though the small stalls on the street don't have high prices. Of the customer. Sausage made from raw meat without any starch. Wearing a burnt brown jacket. In addition, handmade beef also a dish that many customers have to order. It can't be separated. With the boss's unique baking method. Moderate temperature inside soft and juicy. Outside gold without burning. Hasn't smelled a strong fragrance yet. Put it with onions. The fragrance of the cake cleverly combined together. Many customers come here. It's also running to the pork chop. Each piece of pork is like a magic color. The fragrance radiates. The more people can't stop salivating. How many layers of dumplings do you want? There are also chili pickles for spicy lovers. But the boss's business is getting better and better. Resolved immediately after one night. And at the same time a new day. You choose to eat hamburgers or soy milk for breakfast. This game looks like a dumpling. Baked potatoes wrapped with sesame paste and peanut powder. Flavored potatoes, 5 cups is already delicious. Also very popular, especially in the summer. It's a cool-down snack. They can be seen everywhere on the street. It occupies a dominant position. Put in the box of sesame powder and peanut powder. And then in the powder box, there's a rolling fire. Use stone, crush a grinding stone into 1/8 filling. Break the ice and bite off a full amount of condensed milk. Of course, the black sugar sauce couldn't be less. Outside covered with peanut powder and sesame powder. And then use peanut chips and sesame paste to make the lid. And the delicious potato chips are done. The first is to come up with an 8 ice cube to match up with. Choose a favorite ingredient and put it in 8. Sweet potato can choose single, also can mix and match. One of the common reasons. The owner sells 1,100 portions of potato chips a day. The cold and refreshing immediately spread throughout the body. What's more, a portion of sweet potato without greasy. Such traditional dishes AI that do not like. You can ask your friend to invite you to eat some. The butter looks normal, but there's a different kind. It's not just a lot of fat, also loved by people because of its low cost. This is a butter company. 34 years of unhindered rain and wind. And I rely on this to live in a 200 square foot mansion. Mix raw materials, melon seeds, almonds, and sesame. Red Teas has prepared the safety car for backup. Hit back first. Not only cleaning but also not wasting excess time. The boss uses a box of butter every day. Add butter and put in 6 pieces. The boss is also a real person. Butter, cut into small pieces to quickly turn into liquid oil. Pot powder on the upper floor must be cleaned. Hands with gloves, rubber dipped in a little butter. Add a spoonful of red sugar. Has been fried, although soaked in hot oil. You have to turn it over and use a tool. The boss can make a lot of money. Dessert after controlling the oil using a spanker. The butter paper is done. Soft and soft. Each piece will contain your seeds. Do you want a piece of butter waffle like this?